We exist to evolve the conscious practice of leadership, to steward this planet and awaken us all to our inherent unity.
Hi, I'm Bill Adams, co-founder of Leadership Circle.
I'm Bob Anderson, co-founder of Leadership Circle. We first met in a telephone conference call. This was before Zoom, and I was going to debrief the collective leadership assessment for Bill's organization. We get on the phone, introduce ourselves. He goes, Bob Anderson from Toledo, Ohio? You don't happen to know a Jerry Anderson, do you? I go, well, I have a brother named Jerry. He says, well, he's my client. And we got instant connection between the two of us. And that debriefing was quite powerful, so Bill immediately decided to put his whole organization through a Leadership Circle certification.
We were in a position in the organization that I'd created called MaxCon, that I created with my partners, and we were unable to scale leadership development at the level we needed to. And we decided that we needed to find a model that represented the work that we wanted to do and an assessment that went with that model, or we were going to have to create one by ourselves. And what led up to Bob doing a debrief on the collective leadership assessment is we went out and did the research to find out who was out there and who was doing really, really good and important work. And the researcher, a mutual friend of both of ours by the name of Gail, found Bob and the Leadership Circle. And the rest of that history really accelerated at that point, where we went from the debrief on the collective leadership assessment to bringing about 20 of my people through the Leadership Circle profile, early days. And within about 90 days, we were one, if not your biggest customer, because we're using the Leadership Circle profile in everything that we did. We sat down after, I think it was the first day of certification, and I looked at Bob and I said, I think you've created the only fully integrated model of leadership that exists in the world. I think it's the only one out there. You fast forward about 3 years from that point, we formed a leadership advisory business. We named it Full Circle Group, did that work for about another 3 years, and then we brought the Leadership Circle and the Full Circle Group together in one business.
Yeah, and the story behind that is really important. We were up doing some design work on the leadership system, early design work on the leadership system, and we, just the two of us, and I said to Bill, why do you want to do this? Put your consulting hat on for a minute. If some of our biggest competitors send 20 of their top people to this certification, are we going to give them our very best IP, our very best change process? And it was an interruption. We didn't do any design work. We spent 3 days talking about that question.
Yeah, it was a huge question for us. I mean, everyone that's in this business will understand exactly what we were talking about. We were going to equip our competitors with the very best of what we knew we had to offer into the marketplace, which meant that we were going to take our work and we were going to certify and train others in it and put that into the marketplace and equip those competitors to actually compete against us more effectively. And that was a big demarcation point for us to decide, you know what, that's actually what we have to do to scale this business and to get our work out in the world and to be mission-focused, mission-driven, and purpose-driven.
It was a major breakthrough where we realized we could scale this thing astronomically if we made it a win-win. If our competitors win the contract, we win. If we win the contract, we win.
The world wins, the business words.
Right, the world wins in the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And so when that decision was made, I knew that the only way to make the vision live was to bring the two businesses together. You had to align the financial interests of the two businesses, and then it would scale. It's a hard thing to do for founders to give up their independent businesses, and we merged those businesses in order to do just that, scale conscious leadership, not only through our own advisory services and product business, but through our competitors.
And so let's fast forward to where we are today. We've certified 11,000 practitioners that know the work and are actually doing the work at scale. We talk about scale, a scale that we couldn't have ever thought possible. We grew our business 10 million in revenue. It took us 25 years individually and then collectively almost 50 to hit the 10 million mark. We doubled the business in the next 2 years, and then we almost doubled the business again. And we're in the process of doing that now, all with the model in place of how is it that we take everything we know how to do, put it out in the world so that we can bring this work to the world at scale so that we can steward the planet and raise the practice of conscious leadership in the globe, in a globe where it's more needed today than it ever has been.
And if you can't tell, we're very different energies. But the uniqueness that came together was that I had a practice in terms of deep leadership development and product development. Bill had a practice of systemic transformation that incorporated leadership development. When you put that together, it just became a much more powerful offer to the world.
As we know, the same in reverse for us. So when you look at what it means to partner with others, when you look at what it means to build a business, when you look at what it means to take your best work out in the world to give it to others, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing now or do what it is that we're intending and strategically planning on doing going forward. Right now, we serve somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 different companies and organizations out in the world. We want that number to triple so that we're able to get this work out in the world where conscious practice of leadership is raised and we can get after the most important problems and challenges that are facing the world in a way that we haven't been able to yet, but boy, are we going to in the future.